All right. Hello, everybody. It is Tam from Unscripted TV, and it is Wednesday. So it is Women's Empowerment Wednesday. And so today, in honor of Black Maternal Health Week, I decided to interview a very, very important person in my life whom I love dearly, Miss JL Henry. So can we
Hi.
welcome JL? Welcome, welcome,
Thank you, thank
welcome.
you, thank you. And I love you too.
Love you, love you. Thank you so much for being willing to be my first interviewee, yeah,
Mhm.
interviewee for the podcast Unscripted TV. So, in honor of Black Maternal Health Week, I'm going to ask you a few questions and we're going to go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So, my first question is you have a son.
Yes.
Can you explain to us your birth story?
Yes. I found out that I was pregnant in August 2019. I was a junior at the illustrious North
Mhm.
Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. Thank you very much, Aggie Pride.
We'll give
Um,
you some.
you were gonna get it. You were gonna get it. I found out I was pregnant, and at the time I was 23 and was raised in church and just been in church all my life. And so finding out that I was pregnant was just a huge, unexpected at the time challenge that I just did not know. I wasn't prepared for. And so I did, go through like the ups and downs of morning sickness and all of the things that came with pregnancy and an unplanned birth, or unplanned baby, but unplanned pregnancy. But I had a lot of support from family and friends. I had a church family that supported me as well. And so going through the experience, I was just finding I did have a OBGYN that was in Greensboro. And it was a Black woman, and that's what I seeked, right? I sought out someone that looked like me. She was also an Aggie. My mom was coming to appointments with me. So that was a great experience as far as family is concerned. But I kind of started feeling some like condescending, vibes from her. She just seemed
Mhm.
like she didn't really want the best for me. She wasn't really listening to what I wanted out of my birth experience. And I asked her about births and giving birth at Moses Cone and how that would look. And so she was answering the questions, but I just didn't feel very confident in her care. No fault to her. I just think that when you're going to seek, medical advice, you need to find someone that you feel comfortable with. And so I decided to switch from that OBGYN to give birth at a birth center. And
Right.
so that was one of my dream, like, I didn't know initially going in that I was going to have birth at a birth center. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I had been watching videos of water births and I just thought that was really, really cool, really interesting, and
Yes.
something that I desired. So the birth center that was here um had water births, had midwives, and that experience going to the birth center was amazing. I mean, 10 out of 10. There were, you didn't have to wait in a lobby for however long. You got seen by the midwife. It was just you and the midwife in the room. They just, gave you information and answered my questions, and it was really
Mhm.
comfortable. It was actually a very like safe environment, what I felt like. And so went through my birth there as well. And so obviously I got pregnant in 2019, so I gave birth in 2020 at the peak of COVID.
Oh, wow.
And it was scary, like very scary. I did not know if I was going to have my birth team with me. I did not know if, I was going to, I don't know, give birth and I was going to have COVID and then I couldn't give. I just didn't know. We had a lot of questions, around that time. And so it was very concerning, but I was able to have people in the room with me, my birth team, which included my doula. And that was a
Mhm.
great experience for me. She was there from halfway through my pregnancy all the way to giving birth to Jace. And so when I gave birth, I started in labor Tuesday night, and I had it was 9 hours in total. So really wasn't that long compared to, I've heard some like 36 hours, and
Oof,
I was
yes.
like, I can't do, my body can only take so much. So I did 9 hours. I had 9 hours of labor until I gave birth. And, in the birth center, there was some like walking around that I could do. They allowed me to like, eat some snacks and things like that. But I eventually gave birth in the water. And so Jace came out smiling, and I had my
Aw,
music playing. He came out to Redemption Song by Bob Marley. And so that was just a beautiful, beautiful experience.
I love that so much. That makes
Mm.
me wonder, like, during a natural birth, you're able to have snacks. Like with me, because we talk about it often. I'm gonna get that epidural, and I'm gonna sleep while my body is contracting and doing what it does. And I'm
Mhm.
gonna say, "All right, I see you when it's time to push." But they said we can't eat, and I was hungry. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
I'm really wondering if the epidural and the pitocin and all that stuff is the reason why we can't eat. But I'm gonna ask them the next time, cause I mean,
Hmm.
oh, if there is a next time, sorry. Let me.
That's good. That, you know what? Just speaking into existence.
Mm.
That's all right.
If
We have a couple more years to wait.
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Okay, but that is a beautiful story. That's a beautiful story.
Thank you.
So that was a great birth story. So
Mhm.
now you're starting a business. You started a
I did it.
business.
I did.
So can you explain to us what your business is, like the name of your business, what you're doing?
Yes. So I just launched my business as a doula and childbirth educator. Thank you
Yay.
so much. In the midst of Black Maternal Health Week. So it was honestly God's time. Like, it was God's timing
Mhm,
of it. And so the name of my business is Embrace Birthing.
mhm,
Um, One of the reasons why I started and actually had the desire to be a doula is because my experience with a doula.
mhm,
I felt supported. I felt like she really understood kind of where I was coming from. She had 4 children, I believe. So she had already been through birth and had been, supporting families for 20 years. And so I felt like she kind of heard my concerns without me even having to say them.
mhm.
Like I said, I gave birth in the middle of 2020. And so there was a lot of talk about Black maternal health and all of the, mortality rates going up, all of the disparities, lack of resources. And so I desired to teach the Black community about their resources. I want to advocate for families that don't necessarily understand, all that's available to them and don't have access to it. Which is also, this is okay. So I started my business, and it's a nonprofit. And so my desire right now is to
Um,
have clients that will allow me to be their doula, but eventually be able to have work that I do that I'm not getting paid for, that's nonprofit work. And so my desire is to be able to cater to women, families that are in college and have a similar story to what I had, which was in, middle of my matriculation at ANC, and had an unplanned birth. And so that is one of my desires for the we'll say near future. I'm not going to put a
Neil.
timestamp on it. Near future. Um,
Amen.
yes, yes. So, I was able to just have this really like a God moment. And he gave me this desire. Like, I don't believe that it was something that I never knew what a doula was growing up. I didn't
Mhm,
have education about birth or things like that. I did know that I wanted to be a mom when I was young, but I did not know how that was going to happen. And
mhm,
now that I'm a doula and I'm in this birth world, right? We call it like birth workers or community workers. Now that I'm in this space, I see so much now why God has me here.
okay.
Um, yeah. So anyway, the bigger picture of coming together, meaning like doctors, doulas, nurses, all of us coming together to be able to really advocate for Black mothers and Black families, birthing people, that allow us to really touch on and increase the equity and the quality that mothers are
Mm,
receiving. Yeah.
absolutely. Equity is key. I remember the nurse that I had advocating for me because my birth plan was off due to my blood pressure.
Mm.
And she said, well, we're going to get you as close to your birth plan as possible because I already know, even as a white nurse, she said, I may not be Black, but I've been here long enough to see the differences that happen with Black mothers versus other mothers. And I do not want, you're not going to be a statistic. You're going to be able to have as much of your birth plan as you wish. And
Yeah.
that experience really helped me to get to where I needed to be to deliver the way that I wanted to. So thank you for advocating, becoming an advocate
Yes.
for your future clients. We pray abundance in Jesus' name
Thank you.
over your business. So the last question I have for you, you're talking about helping, being a doula, being an educator. So doulas are not just for moms, right? So like
Yeah.
for your services, are you providing it? Like who are you providing the services for?
I love that question. Yes, so we will, and I say we because it's not just gonna be me. I plan on having people come along, part of the team, and Embrace Birthing. So right now it's just me. I will be providing birth support as
Mhm.
well as childbirth education classes. And I will have a postpartum package along with that's as an add-on. So I'm not a postpartum doula. I am a birth doula. So I will be along for the pregnancy journey as well as the birth. And so that requires us to have prenatal appointments and meetings, as well as I'll be on call for any support, any advocacy, if you have any questions or need, advice about who, like, resources where they can go to seek out, even if it's a chiropractor, right?
Mhm.
I will be there to support and really provide, information on where they can find those services.
Awesome. So when you say where they could find those services, so who are the days? Because um doulas help you in birth, but is it just moms? Is it the mom and dad? Like who are you providing these services for?
Yes, so doulas can provide services for moms, dads, families, birthing people. We are there for everyone a part of the birthing journey. We're there for the family. And so a lot of people have misconstrued, and it's not any, we need to do a better job at explaining what a doula does, right?
Mhm.
And so we are able to provide care and support for everyone, and so that's mom, that's dad, and the family, anyone that's a part of the birthing journey.
Awesome. I love it. So, you're starting out this business, you want to grow with the business. How can people get in contact with you?
Yes, so people are able to find me at embrace.birthing on Instagram,
Okay.
as of right now. And then I will also have a website that is launching by the end of this month, and that is embracebirthing.com. And my
Okay.
email will be on both, which is jl.henry@embracebirthing.com. And so that's how people can reach out to me. And we can do our first free consultation to meet and just to establish, a name to a face. And then, further establish a relationship. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, JL, for agreeing to be on our podcast and explaining the importance of Black maternal health during this week and all the different things that all the services that can be provided to moms. We thank you and we appreciate you for all that you're doing. We are Unscripted TV. Of course, Bakai is not with me, but she's here in spirit because we
Yes.
together, okay? Um, so you don't want to miss what we have coming up on Unscripted TV. If you see a mom, thank a mom because they're rock stars,
Period.
okay? rock stars.
Yes.
Well, thank you, JL. We're going to have her information on here. Stay tuned.
Thank you.